What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you didn't know, we were on a couple hours ago with our Paradise and Daredevil Watch Party Part 1, and now we are back for Part 2. So, if you haven't already watched that one, I suggest you go back and watch it, and then rejoin us here as well because you're in for a treat. We had some fun earlier this afternoon, and now we're just continuing on this evening. But before we do that, even don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, just everywhere you want to be, pretty much. Okay, you can join us on our link tree, linktr.ee/select screen. And then we also have daily discussions on Discord 24/7 where you can pop in, chat a little bit with all of our selectors anytime, just about a lot of different topics. Okay? So, for part two, we are doing Daredevil, and we're starting off with episode 4. Now, as we speak, there are 6 episodes in Disney Plus, and I think they might add another one here soon. So, we're trying to play a little bit of catch up with Daredevil and Paradise. We're gonna try and go for 2 episodes, depending on how we feel. We might just go for one. So kind of play it by ear. Okay. So get ready for this. We'll just wait just 1 or 2 more minutes while we get Twitch working. It has been fighting me as Twitch does. Hey, we are back at it. What's up, LL? What's up? What's up? I got a shout out to you, man, cause like every time we gear up to do a stream, you're there. So shout out to you, man. We appreciate it, really. Like we really make friends with the people on our stream. We genuinely want to connect with our selectors. Other people might just be in it for, the fame or the glory or whatever it is, but we genuinely want to connect with our selectors. So it's really cool. It's really cool that we can make friends like that, you know? Alright, come on, Twitch. Let's make friends with Twitch, though, too. Let me know if it rolls around for you guys. I might have to open up another browser window in case, but we'll see. I don't know why it's been fighting me today, but such is internet, right? So while we're doing this, might just keep having to zigzag out of Twitch. While we're doing this, just a little bit of summary of Daredevil Born Again. Of course, we have like a bunch of characters in our Daredevil cast. So we have Matt, we have Karen, Daredevil, and kind of like the love interest. Okay, we got Kingpin, aka Fisk. That's just wreaking havoc on the city. And then, of course, his wife, Vanessa. We got Bullseye as another kind of antagonist, maybe protagonist. Not quite sure how to define him yet. We have, let's see, who else? Who else we got on the list? Who else we got? Man, there are a lot of people to keep up with. But anyway, so Daredevil has been fighting the I get this wrong every time. Is it the AVFT? AVFT. So basically, they're trying to clean up the city, and basically they're going against vigilantes, and Daredevil just happens to be one of those vigilantes. So there's been gun moving. There has been like unwarranted arrests. There have been like attacks, and there have been court cases, of course, like obviously, um, and let's see, Let me try and get this more. Let's see. Has Twitch decided to? Okay, so there's a lot more characters that are along the way. Our last episode was where Daredevil went in to rescue a bunch of folks because they had been captured, um, and they're basically being held in cages. Even though a lot of them were just like innocent and stuff like that, they hadn't really caused any problems. They were falsely accused. Um, let's see. I feel like I'm missing one major point. Um, what was? Let's see. What's his? Okay, one of the main guy. I'm not remembering his name, but basically he was on trial and he was about to be, um, accused of like hurting people. However, however, they took him and put him in a cage, and Daredevil rescued him. Karen helped, and White Tiger's niece. Her name is escaping me right now as well, but yeah, yeah. So, gosh, I'll get these names right, but there's like a bunch of characters to keep hold of. Okay, so I'll get those names for you as soon as they pop up into my head. Okay, so again, um, episode 4 is called Gloves Off, and the caption that it says is Bullseye adopts a new morning routine. Fisk takes the ring. So let's get into this. Now, I will say there is going to be no content shown, no content, no content, no content shown. It's just me with the timestamps, and you can follow along in Disney Plus or on other streaming platforms as well if you would like to do so. We just go through the episodes, we give commentary and all that good stuff as we go along. Okay, so let me. Looks like everything's trying to catch up here. All right. All right. There we go. All right, here we go. Gloves off. Ah, Benjamin Poindexter. That's what. Okay, but I forget his other alias. What's That's who was on trial. So the sad thing about it is that the people of the city are kind of being bamboozled by Fisk, to make them think that he's cleaning up the streets when in no reality he's not at all. I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. So far, we're just seeing, just, I believe this is Bullseye's morning routine. I think that, I think that's him. Okay, still nothing too exciting so far. Or is he the Punisher? I, I'm, I'm not remembering who he is. But he basically called the task force. And it's like the Punisher's there at the diner, which he's at currently. So did he just call the task force on himself? I think so. Or did he just say that the task force was there so that he didn't have to pay for his bill? That's a crazy way to get out of. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Task force being attacked with a straw. Oh, there go the lobsters. Yep, that was bullseye. Okay. Okay. So he basically just lured the task force into a trap and he's taking them out with a fork. Bullseye claims to be one of the good guys. So I guess we'll go with that. I'm surprised he's letting people see his face. Okay, timestamp. Let's see. 8:57. We're going through the intro. Duquesne. Okay, Duquesne was the one, right? Wait, Duquesne was on trial. Okay. And the swordsman. I think that's his alter ego, is the swordsman. Okay. So Swordsman second to Daredevil because they released all those people from the AVTF. They become kind of like allies, of course. Okay, timestamp 1324. So, just as a little bit of catch up here. So, in addition to Duquesne, Soledad, um, was Angela's aunt, and White Tiger, I believe, was his. White Tiger was her uncle. So Angela has the amulet of power, um, and she's trying to rescue her aunt Soledad um, from being captured by the AVTF. All right. So they're the ones that help free everybody in addition to Daredevil, Karen. All right. Um, so everybody escapes, and so more allies for Daredevil. Right now, Daredevil is talking to Angela, and she's trying to help, and Twitch is not helping us. I might have to hardwire it next time, but we'll see. I thought it would fix itself between this afternoon and this evening, but obviously it's not. Oh, Christophe just showed up to Daredevil's hideout. He was originally one of the people on the Northern Star, one of the boats that was moving the guns. He had a partner, but he was killed off in one of the first episodes. So Christophe is the only one remaining out of that. Um, Alright, now we have Fisk and Vanessa talking. Sorry, our music is having Um, it's having commercials tonight, but it wasn't earlier. All right, come on, Twitch. Stay with us. So Matt and Karen are talking about um, getting like an attorney to take Christophe's statement about the Northern Star, which is the ship that went down. Um, Kirsten McDuffie is Matt's um, lawyer partner. So they're trying to get Christophe and Kirsten to like together to get a statement about what they know. In the meantime, Fisk is supposed to go up against Bullseye, I guess, in a match. We'll see how that goes. AVTF is trashing the law firm. Timestamp 1853. Um, I'm gonna bring Twitch back up here in just a second. Let it calm down for a second. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like Twitch is being really angry right now. But we'll keep it going. We'll keep it up and see if it tries to fix itself. Okay, so Mr. Charles is basically butting heads with Fisk. Something I forgot to mention. He's like he's like another government official, I believe. Timestamp 2344. They're talking to the mayor right now. Vanessa is. There's so many characters to keep up with. Tell you what. Oh, okay, I'm gonna pause for just 1 second, you guys. Let me see if I could get something up and running here with Twitch right quick. It keeps going for a second and stopping, and going for a second and then stopping. So let me catch up one thing. See if it works better on there. Or if it's all internet browsers or if it's just that one. We'll see. Just 1 second. That might be the case. We'll see. So far, we're looking good. We'll see. Maybe, maybe. We'll give that a shot for a second. Okay. It was looking like it's working. Now we're spinning. Alright, so we might have to hardwire with Twitch or something's deciding not to be nice to me. So we'll keep going. I'll keep refreshing Twitch as we go along. One of the two has to work. Alright. But anyway. Alright, I'll try and keep Twitch going as long as I possibly can. But, back to Daredevil. Almo pro tip number 1 for tonight. Reese's are good. We talked about earlier how Sour Patch are good. Reese's are also good in the chocolate world. By the way, just thought you should know. But I've never heard anybody that doesn't like Reese's. So if you don't like Reese's, I recommend that you do because you're crazy. Although mine have melted a little because it is hot here. Very hot. Some more chatter between Vanessa and the mayor about Fisk and about the project to clean up the streets, which isn't necessarily working. Okay, so AVTF goes back to the diner that Bullseye basically like trapped And they're investigating. Or is that Matt in an AVTF uniform so that he can kind of go unnoticed? I think that's what's going on here. I, that's kind of smart. I think that's him. So Daredevil goes back to church because he found a coin. And he's talking to one of the ministers. Okay, so timestamp 3142. Daredevil was talking to the minister about how the person who might have gotten the coin, who might have left it at the crime scene, um, hears bells tolling every morning as he watches basically the city. So Daredevil might have found his location, Bullseye's location. Potentially. Oh, Bullseye Daredevil. Here we go. This is interesting. Ooh, ooh. Bullseye. Ooh. Bullseye getting beat up big time. Uh-oh. So, Bullseye's neighbor, Mrs. Smithers, who he helped feed her cat that very morning, he just pulled a gun on her. Okay, so Bullseye, I think he's helping. Um, by going after Fisk. But he's doing it in the opposite way. Like, Daredevil is like the hero, I guess, and then um, Bullseye is kind of like. I almost want to call him an anti hero, but then not at the same time, you know? Okay, timestamp 34:42. Kirsten is talking to Christophe. They're getting like his interview tape. Oh, sorry. Bullseye ran off after holding Mrs. Smithers at gunpoint, trying to say that he's helping when I don't know if he is. Christophe giving his testimonial. Okay, we've gone to Fogwell's gym. Is this fight gonna happen with Fisk finally? Oh, okay. I should mention that BB has been making fun of Fisk, and she's been like wearing a a imitation mask of Fisk, and basically doing like satire, parody of different things, making fun of him, and trying to inform people um, of what's going on. Well, basically, her friend was like, "You gotta stop. You kind of gotta just stop making fun of him." But she keeps doing it, keeps making these videos, keeps doing it, and I have a feeling it's gonna get her in trouble. She's been told to stop, but okay. So something I should pause and mention is that let's see, Angela went to like a food truck, and her friend Javi, she's like, "I need you to do me a favor." Okay. And so she gives him money, and she doesn't get food from him. She just wants him to do a favor. So what happened in that scene was that um, Javi went up to BB and was like, "Hey, you're a celebrity, can I get a picture with you?" And BB's like, "Yeah, you can do that." And while they're taking the picture, Javi slips a little note into her pocket. And so wonder what that's gonna be about. We'll see.
Looks like you have somewhere to be.
Oops. Sorry, Twitch fans. Refreshing again. So looks like we're at Fogwells. We got Fisk fighting. They're getting all geared up for the fight. Okay, so Daniel is kind of playing both sides of the ring, okay? Because he's helping BB, but at the same time he's helping Fisk. Okay, he's kind of like a little mole, kind of little ratty rat, and he was the one that was trying to warn BB not to keep doing the little satire stuff. All right, the crowd is going crazy. And what's our timestamp for this? Let's check. 4108. Ooh. Jeez. This Matterhorn guy is gonna get torn up. Hmm. Jeez. Sorry. That's who's fighting Fist, by the way. Okay. Jeez, for somebody that sits at their desk all day, Fisk is tearing it up. Uh oh, Fisk's first hit. And blop. He's fighting mad now. Geez, that Mike Melendez dude just got murked. He's getting, like, stretchered out of the ring. Oh, here comes Vanessa. Uh-oh. Trouble on the home front. Who's this? Here comes Bullseye. And everybody's running around in a panic. But Bullseye's not hurting anybody but the ABTF. Of course, that's scaring people, but you know. Nice cinematography here. Ooh, Fisk almost shot Bullseye, but Daredevil shows up in the nick of time. So are Bullseye and Daredevil really going to work together? We'll see. How many AVTF task force members are there? They're obviously just getting like taken out in every scene that they're in, pretty much. Ooh. Okay. Timestamp 47:48. Okay, so Fisk told Vanessa to not come to this match. He told her straight up, blatantly, just stay away from this match. But she didn't listen, and amidst all the chaos, somehow, you know, she got there. And after Fisk won the match, there was this little glass city. So Fisk deflected the little glass city with his championship belt, but a shard of that glass got into Vanessa's temple. So now she's like bleeding and bleeding bad. Oh. He told her to stay away. Almo pro tip number 2. Sometimes it just pays to just listen. She's not gonna make it. That's a glass shard to the head. Wow. I imagine that's going to make him very upset and very, very mad. Like, that's his wife. And because he had to kind of defend himself against Daredevil and against Bullseye, he's probably going to amp things up to another level against vigilantes. He's going to be mad. Like, very, very mad. That's just how it works. Yeah, so that's not going to work out great. That's really not going to work out great. So that's an interesting turn of events. Alright, guys. I think we're okay to go to the next episode. Well, we'll do the next episode, right? Looks like Twitch is behaving somewhat. Okay. But before we get into this next episode, we're gonna take like a 2 or 3 minute break, so just so everybody could um, get more snacks, uh, take a stand break, a potty break, just because it's like it's a lot of sitting in one spot when we're watching these episodes. Okay, like when we're playing like Call of Duty or something, we just sit there and go match after match after match because there's no like important details to be aware of. But with this, we're gonna get a break so we can hone in on everything. So we're gonna take a timeout here for a couple minutes, and we will be right back. So hold tight. All right, everybody, we are back. So let's uh, knock out this last episode for tonight. So, in case you weren't here for the first half of our watch party, or in case you missed like the start of this one, we are doing a double feature watch party with Paradise and Daredevil. We just watched episode 4 of Daredevil just a couple minutes ago. And so now we are here. Episode 5 is called The Grand Design. And so I have my hunch about what's going to happen with this episode. And I personally think that Fisk is going to get angry, angry, angry. And he's really going to become kingpin of the city. And we might just finally see something happen here. He was doing things in the city wrong before, He was trying to take over in a subtle way, kind of like in an underhanded way, but now that his wife got at least injured. I don't know if she died quite yet, but she took a good shot to the head. Now that she's at least injured, then I think he's gonna get angry. Because that's what happens when, one, you're protecting the ones that you love, and two, the one that you love gets hurt, and three, when the one that you love that you're protecting that has gotten hurt doesn't listen. So, here we go, y'all. Back into it. Let's go. Episode 5, Grand Design. Again, no footage will be shown. It will only be commentary with timestamps, okay? So we skipped through the intro because we gotta see it this time. Okay, so we see Fisk and Vanessa walking hand in hand on the beach, and also her in an ambulance, and they are scrambling around. You know how you just have that one person in your life that truly softens you, that truly makes you feel just complete? It seems like Vanessa is the one person that made Fisk feel that way, where he can let down his walls and be an actual good person. But if he loses that, oh man, that's terrible. So, Fisk talking to Officer Powell, just saying, use whatever measures you've got to do whatever you gotta do. Daredevil's trying to help Bullseye because I think he got injured in the process of that whole thing. Daniel talking to BB. BB getting a little huggy with Daniel. I kind of like them together in a strange way because they seem like an unlikely couple. Like BB seems like the really outspoken like news reporter kind of lady. She's the one that's doing all the crazy kind of parody type stuff about Fisk. And then Daniel, I think his last name is Buck, so I might refer to that like interchangeably. But Daniel is kind of like the mole, but he's trying to protect her at the same time. So he's working for Fisk because his life was threatened, but he's also trying to help BB at the same time. So they're kind of like an unlikely pair, but I kind of like that pair. Um, Timestamp 7:16, and they just said that Vanessa's in critical condition. So she hasn't died yet, if if she actually does. But that was a blow to the head. It was a like a glass paperweight of the city, and it's kind of symbolic actually. Like Fisk has been just destroying the city, and now he's kind of seeing the backlash of what's going on there. So I find that interesting. So far that's a better sign than I expected. Vanessa looking at a piece of art. I'm assuming that was like a little flashback. Okay, timestamp 10:05. Bullseye, Daredevil, Bullseye basically bleeding, but Daredevil's keeping like walking him. They've gotten to like an underground tunnel. Oh man, they're kind of like enemies and allies at the same time. So I think this is a throwback. So Matt and um, let's see, Matt and Foggy are talking to a guy named McCoy, and um, Foggy recognized McCoy, call him Ray, and they're kind of reminiscing, I guess, about their not so good neighborhood, I guess. So Ray is like, I can't go to jail here because there are people that are gonna do away with him. So he's like, I want a public defender instead of having Matt and Foggy. Um, let's see, timestamp 15:38. We're in the car, in Fisk's car. talking about Bitcoin and how they got to get out of old-fashioned ways. Okay, so Vanessa's surgery. Oh, she moved a finger. Cue Bullseye and Daredevil again, still struggling. Daredevil is trying to make things right between them because Daredevil threw Bullseye off the roof before. 4 stories, he says. And he's like, Bullseye's like, well, I survived. Somebody's not supposed to be able to survive falling 4 stories. So it looks like Foggy and Matt are going to get Ray off the hook based on a form technicality. Matt's trying to convince Foggy not to use the paperwork. Bucky trying to convince Matt about like McCoy, aka Ray's bad childhood, having to do something with why he behaved the way he behaved. They're talking about second chances, redemption, mercy. Okay. Timestamp 2312. Okay, so Buck and Daniel are different people. Daniel is the mole, moldy mole, I guess. I don't know why I got their names mixed up. But again, there's a lot of characters. So Fisk and Vanessa are on the beach. Happy. Go back to the hospital. Vanessa had like brain surgery and doctor is optimistic about it. So far my hunch was wrong. So basically, right now, it's Daniel talking to Buck in a car. Which was working for a second there, but hopefully it comes back. We'll see. Daniel is worried that he's in trouble. Daniel and Buck stopped at a hardware store, and um, Buck has some tools. We don't know what reason quite yet. So Foggy and Matt got Ray out of jail. Timestamp 3150. Uh, Daredevil and Bullseye are in the church where Daredevil kind of disguised himself as an ABTF guy looking for the person responsible for the coin. So this episode is all about second chances. Alright, it's all about the grand design. Okay, it's just flashing between Foggy and Ray and between Daredevil and Bullseye. They're talking, chatting. AVTF going into the church like they're not supposed to. Daredevil just left Bullseye. Okay. Timestamp 3626. Oh, Daredevil, of course, wasn't gonna leave Bullseye there. We knew that. We knew that, didn't we? Daredevil's a hero, obviously. AVTF still hasn't found him, but they found blood. Uh-oh. Back to Daniel and Buck. Daniel's saying that he could just disappear because I think the whole problem is that Vanessa's critical condition status was leaked by BB, and so they think that Daniel did it because he was one of the few people in the hospital. Daniel's begging. It isn't helping him right now. Okay, Daredevil, like, basically deadlifting Bullseye on his shoulder. Part 2. Their little hideout. Karen is there, like, what's going on? Oh, Vanessa grabbed Fisk's hand. Fisk taking care of Vanessa. I think Vanessa's gonna have some memory problems. Timestamp 4408. Fisk and Vanessa are talking about. Vanessa wants Fisk to tell her story. grand design. Told the story of how they met, I guess. That's what the whole Bitcoin thing was about. Oh. Uh-oh. Vanessa's condition declining. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Uh-oh. Fisk is losing it, man. Watching his wife die right before his eyes. When he was optimistic for a minute there. Oh, wow. That's a sad way to end the episode. So, okay, y'all. So, we've been at this for 2 hours and we got through 2 episodes. So, this has been our watch party of Paradise and Daredevil. I want to know what you guys think. Did you enjoy Paradise? Did you enjoy Daredevil? Where are you rating it on a 1 on a 10 scale? For Paradise, I rated the first episode as a 9, and I would rate the second episode also as a 9 because it was really interesting, and I like the little the cliffhanger that they left us with there. That was interesting. It kept me kind of guessing. Like I knew something was gonna happen with it, but I wasn't expecting to happen what did. Like I said, you got to go back and watch the first part of our watch party to see what I'm talking about in regards to that. Now, for this one, I think that I'll give the first episode we watched. And I feel like this is kind of generous, but I'll give it a 7. And then for this last episode that we watched, I'll give it a 7.5. And tell me if I'm right or wrong on these scores. But the thing I still have a problem with Daredevil is there's a lot of talking with very, very minimal action. I expected when Fisk was gonna that guy that it was just gonna be like all throughout the episode, but they just fed us just like this tiny little fight and this tiny little incident to where Bullseye and Daredevil showed up and then Vanessa got hurt. That was really the only really interesting aspect of that episode. Now with this one, I felt a little something more. Um, like I'm always a lover at heart, and so it's interesting to see the softer side of Fisk when he's always about criminal activity and all that kind of stuff. Um, so to see how him and Vanessa met and how his focus shifted from from himself to his wife was kind of like a really sweet moment. Um, I thought she was going to survive. But my theory has popped up again that if she does go, then Fisk is going to be really angry. And with Bullseye's condition declining, I don't know. I don't think that they're going to kill Bullseye off. Um, just my thoughts. It's too, like, he's too important to the plot, in my opinion. So we'll see how that goes. And Fisk is going to want to get his revenge on him. What's going to happen with Daniel is going to be interesting. If they really, if they really kill him off or not. And it's kind of BB's fault. She could have kept her mouth closed, and then it wouldn't have put Daniel at risk with Buck, but she had to tell. She had to open her mouth. So we'll see how that goes. So there's some interesting little tidbits as far as Daredevil goes. But again, they're just feeding us like this little piece of action with the rest of it being like talking. The whole incident with Foggy and Ray and Matt could have been condensed significantly. No, I know it's trying to show backstory of how Daredevil came to be, of how his law firm came to be, and all that stuff. But I really think they could condense. They're trying to stretch it out over like a 45-minute episode. And I really think these can be condensed down to 30. So that's kind of why I'm giving it 7 and 7.5. And the thing I liked about Paradise is that they're giving us little pieces. But on the contrary, with Daredevil, I wish that they would just give us the whole story. So it's kind of like a balance on the scale a little bit. One, I like the little pieces. The other, I don't. One, I wish they would, like keep the main picture a secret, while the other one, I'm just like kind of like, hurry up on this one, right? So, let's see. With Paradise, we have 4 more episodes in season 1. Then we go to season 2. And this one, with Daredevil, we got episode 6 coming up next on our agenda. And we should be able to do that. I'm thinking we do... I kind of want to play a game. So I think next stream we'll play some Call of Duty. We started playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that had to go back. So that's kind of off the list for right now. I think I want to play some Call of Duty next stream and then pick up the shows next week. But we'll see how it goes. Okay? So that's the plan I have in mind. We'll see. All right? So for now, this concludes our watch party of Paradise and Daredevil. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great evening, and I really interested to see what you guys think about one or both of the shows. Let me know. All right. So for now, visit our link tree, LINKRTE. That linktr.ee/select screen. Check out the other latest YouTube video and our Cash App as well, right there as you see it on your screen. And like we always say, remember to be kind to one another, take care of each other, Don't forget to choose your destiny. My name is Elmo1723.